A very good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. Let us start with the first snippet. Ownership plans. Here you can see Donald Trump and Zelensky. US can run Kyiv's power plants, Trump. US wants to run Kyiv's Ukrainians' power plants in a way they want to get the ownership. Based on that, ownership plans, US can run, can here talks about ability. I can do something, I can do this, I can do that. It expresses one's ability or skill. US can run Kyiv's power plants, Trump. Ambitious? Let us look at the second snippet. Stepping up attacks. Step up means to increase, to take to a different level altogether. Israel launches new ground operation in Gaza. I think day before yesterday, there was an attack. About 400 people got killed. Israeli attack. Based on that, continuation of that, stepping up attacks, Israel launches new ground operation in Gaza related to war zone. Here we have another snippet. Small transactions. Cabinet approves UPI incentives to banks. Incentive, something like a benefit. And related to what? UPI incentives to banks. Cabinet approves means gives the nod, says yes. Simple words, we have got these words many a time. But here we have an important word, lurking danger. Lurk means to be there as a danger, as a threat. Lurking danger. Any moment it may happen. You should recollect the word imminent. A delimitation red flag, threat of communal demarcation of electoral constituencies. There is a threat, possibility of communal demarcation of electoral constituencies. If constituencies are separated, demarked, based on communal aspects, there is going to be a danger. That's what the article says, but you have to go through this to get a complete picture. Flag something, mark something as a problem, a red flag, a threat of communal demarcation of electoral constituencies. Again, I have been telling you guys, when you come across a particular field, here it talks about elections, you have to immediately, as a smart learner, recollect all the related words, all the words that go with elections. Back with a bang. When a particular team for some time did well, after that there was a lull. Again they come into action, then we say back with a bang. Means doing well after going down a little. Chetri on target as India blanks Maldives. It is about blanks Maldives. Means India has dominated. And as a smart learner, when you see the word Maldives, group of islands, you should recollect the rule. Before groups of islands, we use a definite article, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the Maldives, the Lakshadweep, all these you should recollect. Those are the snippets, but let us go to the main headline from today's Hindu paper, front page. Here you see the headline and the pic also. Days after peace deal, clashes in Manipur kill one person. One person. It looks like peace has been restored in Manipur, but looks like not in the real sense. Based on that, days after peace deal, clashes in Manipur kill one person. Kill one. When you see the word one, immediately you have to, you have to recollect, and peace, true ceasefire, very good, Pawan, Murli. And when you see the word one, you should become alert. An important one. Which part of speech is it? None, one, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, everyone, everybody. They come under indefinite pronouns. And the indefinite pronoun one, people make a mistake. They tend to use either a personal pronoun or a possessive pronoun. Both are wrong. Imagine the subject is one. We should use one or ones. One should always respect one's parents, not his parents. One should remember what he has to do. Wrong. One should always remember what one has to do. And that way it is very important. They have given many a time. Coming to the snippets over here, talks between farmers and center inconclusive means they haven't come to any conclusion, they haven't come to an agreement or any sort of consensus. Based on that, inconclusive, that's also an important word. Ashas in Kerala to go on hunger strike from today. There's one important preposition here. What is it? Go on strike, hunger strike. The preposition that goes with strike is on, go on. That you should remember. The employees went on strike. They have decided, Asha workers in Kerala have decided to go on strike. And what sort of strike? Hunger strike. Ashas here means Asha workers in Kerala to go on hunger strike from today. Again, when you take the word today, you have to recollect the rule. It goes with present perfect, incomplete time period. We should use present perfect tense. Technology can't replace boots on the ground, CDS. Obviously, technology is technology, lifestyle is lifestyle. Everything cannot be dependent on technology. Based on that, technology cannot replace boots on the ground. Technology has a limitation. Everyone knows that. You cannot replace everything with technology. A practical statement. Fugitive police chief surrenders in Sri Lanka. This is a bit strange. Police are supposed to catch fugitives, and a police chief himself becomes a fugitive. That is an oddity. But he has surrendered. Based on that, a news snippet. Fugitive police chief surrenders in Sri Lanka. Why, what? If you read the article, you come to know. Cattle in color. Here you can see a colorful pic, lot of greenery, and you see cattle, colored cattle. What does it mean? Cattle in color. When you see the word cattle, a casual learner may look at cattle and read the news item, may move on. But a smart learner immediately recollects a particular rule. What is that? A rule that goes with nouns number. Some nouns always have the singular form but take a plural verb. There are 5 examples one has to remember or recollect. Cattle, poultry, gentry, vermin, clergy. All these you have to recollect. Very good. Who is that? Nani Raju. Livestock, herd, oxen, bovine. Devotees with bullocks covered in color arrived to participate in the Bhagad Rath Yatra festival at Baudan in Satara, Maharashtra on Wednesday. The sacred Bhagad or chariot is pulled by 8 bullocks out of hundreds brought for the festival. A lot of farmers may bring a lot of bullock cart, they mention, but here let us take as cattle. But only 8 are selected. How many are selected? 8 bullocks out of hundreds brought for the festival. Based on what? We don't know, but only 8 are selected. Coming to the next news headline, here we have one headline. Peace returns to Nagpur. Police detain 84 people, file more FIRs on violence. All our students know the moment they see FIR, they know what to recollect. And there's another word you have to focus on, detain. Detain is a verb form. Someone is arrested, taken to the police station, kept there, not allowed to leave. Then we say detain. And what is a noun form? Detention. Detention is a noun form, detain is a verb. Very good, Madhavi. Exactly, Murli also. FIR, you all know we should use the indefinite article an FIR. Though it begins with a consonantal letter, the sound is a vowel sound. Coming to the main, here we have another headline. NASA's astronauts stranded in space for 9 months returned to Earth by SpaceX ship. Stranded. This word came into the limelight at the time of COVID. Because of the lockdown, a lot of migrant workers got stranded. Then what does it mean? Exactly. Who is this? Venkatesh. To get stuck. You go to some place, from there you cannot move out of that place. Then you say, I got stranded in that particular place. And it talks about astronauts getting stranded. And today's editorial deals with this particular thing. There are so many words Today's editorial is completely based on vocabulary. About 15 words are there. I had to bring, many words are important. I had to bring 13 words. Takes a lot of time today, a lot of words to learn. We have another news here. New Zealand and India should join security efforts, Luxon. It is about joint venture. That's all from the front page of today's paper. Let us go to editorial analysis. At the outset, see, today I have spent only 11 minutes on the front page. Usually I spend 20 minutes. One of the reasons, there are 13 words based on today's editorial, which deals with return of Sunita Williams, and so much is there to learn. As usual, when you ask a question, what is the use? All these things you are going to improve. Let us go to, today it is completely based on vocabulary. Let us start with the first one. It is crew. Part of speech, noun. Meaning, a group of people who work together, especially on a ship, aircraft, or spacecraft. They work as a team, then we use the word crew. Aircraft crew, ship crew, spacecraft crew. And when you see the word spacecraft, again you have to recollect an important rule. What is that? Some nouns always have the same form, singular and plural, like sheep, deer, bison, salmon, trout, cod, aircraft, spacecraft, offspring. No plural form as such. Example, the space crew successfully completed their mission and returned to Earth. Word forms, crews, plural, word combinations, cabin crew. Those who fly, they know this expression, cabin crew. Cabin crew, film crew, rescue crew, flight crew. Any team for a particular purpose, we use the word crew. Word usage can refer to both professional teams like film crew and informal groups like a crew of friends. But this is rarely used. Generally, usually we don't say crew of friends, rarely used. Synonyms are team, squad, group, staff. Antonyms, individual, lone worker. Let us go to the next one. Protocol. Some of our students know these words, but every day we have new students join. They should also learn important words. Protocol, an important word, when you read the newspapers, you come across quite often. Noun. A set of rules or procedures to be followed in official or important situations. Generally, protocol we use official procedures. Official procedure. Look at the example. NASA followed strict protocol to ensure the astronaut's safe return. They did not act in a hurry. They went with the protocol. They followed the standard procedures, official procedures. Word forms, protocols, plural, word combinations, diplomatic protocol, safety protocol, testing protocol. Word usage used in official, technical, or medical context to describe systematic procedures. Synonyms, procedure, guidelines, code, system. Antonyms, improvisation, informality. Not exactly the opposite words, mind you guys. Saga. Usually this goes with television, serials, and movies also. Part of speech, noun, meaning a long and complicated series of events or a long narrative story often involving dramatic elements. Series of something. Example, the Starliner saga raised questions about the safety of new spacecraft. The Starliner, many a time they must have sent, that saga has raised new questions regarding the safety of astronauts or the new spacecraft. Word form, sagas, plural, but generally we use this in a singular form. Word combinations, epic saga, important, legal saga, important. Usually it goes with family saga. That's true. Word usage often used to describe prolonged struggles, disputes, or adventures. Synonyms, chronicle, legend, drama, tale. Tale means story, chronicle. Antonyms, short story, episode. One particular episode, you all know, episode. But series, then we use the word saga. And there's one important word, chronicle. Very good. Who is this Murli? Chronicles, annals, synonyms. They have given in SBI once. And there's another word you have to recollect. Chronicles, annals. These two are synonyms. And the other one is usually mispronounced. Not archives, archives. Subtle difference. What is the difference? When you record incidents or events based on the time factor, then you should use chronicles or annals. You make a note of the incidents, but not based on the time factor, you have to use archives. Archives has another meaning. What is the other meaning of archives? A public place where government records are kept. That is also known as archives. And chrono means time related, root word, based on the chronology, scientific study of time. Chronometer, scientific study of gadget that deals with the time concept. And chronicles, important word. The next one, capper. Have you ever heard of this any time? I think we have got this word for the first time. Capper, part of speech, noun. An adventurous, often playful or reckless act. Adventurous, playful or reckless act we use. We have never come across. Example, the media turned the mission delay into a capper rather than a serious issue. It all depends on, if you look at media presentation. Media can always influence public opinion. The way they project, something serious may look a little on the other side, reckless or adventurous, playful. The media turned the mission delay into a capper rather than a serious issue. Word forms, cappers plural, cappering verb. Word combinations, crime capper, comic capper, wild capper. Not a regular word, but you have to remember. Word usage used in both light-hearted, fun adventure and serious criminal act context. It goes with fun, it goes with criminal acts also. Synonyms, prank, very good. And who is that? Murli, yes, hawks, prank, escapade, an important word, prank, an important word, mischief, stunt. Antonyms, serious action, formality. Then we have testament, an important word. Prank is different, prank is different. All these words are touched quite often. Whatever words we get from the Hindu editorials, they are the words they usually touch in the exam, frequently asked. Testament, an important word, part of speech, noun, meaning proof or evidence of something's existence or truth. Some sort of proof or some sort of evidence. Example, the astronaut's safe return was a testament to NASA's rigorous protocols. Astronauts returned safely. In a way, it is a proof to show that NASA follows the protocols. Word forms, testaments, plural form. Word combinations, a testament to something, living testament, legal testament. All these combinations are very important. Word usage can refer to evidence of achievements, beliefs, or legal documents. Last, will and testament. Synonyms, proof, evidence, attestation, demonstration. Antonyms, disprove, contradiction. Attestation usually goes with certificates. I'm sure you all know. Evidence, false evidence, you should recollect alibi. Good, Murli, I appreciate that. And Nani Raju says proof, evidence, declaration. Exactly, all the words have been given. Spur also we have got a few times. It can be a noun, it can be a verb. To encourage or stimulate action as a verb, a stimulus or incentive. Stimulus, something that makes someone do something, acts as a catalyst. Exactly. Who is this? Pawan Kumar, wonderful example. His success is a testament of his hard work. Wonderful. I appreciate that. Look at the example. The successful return of the astronauts will spur further space exploration, will encourage. When they return safely, obviously people get confidence, they become more confident, they try to plan more ventures, more journeys, more trips. Word forms, it's a regular verb as a verb, spurred, past form, spurring, present participle. Word combination, spur of the movement. Sometimes we do something spur of the moment, means that time you get excited, encouraged, you do something. Spur growth, economic spur. Word usage used figuratively, motivation, and literally a device on boost for horse riding. Oh, literally it has a different meaning. What is that? A device, an important word, on boots for horse riding. Device, why an important word? DEVICE, noun form. DEVISE, plan, that is a verb that you should recollect. Yes. Synonyms: stimulate, encourage, boost, propel. Antonyms: hinder, discourage, suppress. We have got these words many a time. Indignation, an important word they have given in bank exams, SSC, many a time. Feel indignant, indignation. Anger or resentment due to perceived injustice. Part of speech, noun. Imagine you feel someone has not done justice to you, someone has done some sort of injustice to you, then you feel very angry and very unhappy. In that situation, you have to use the word indignation. Anger or resentment due to perceived injustice. You feel that way. Example, there was public indignation over the lack of transparency in the mission. No transparency, people feel that way. Word forms: indignant. Word combinations: moral indignation, public indignation, express indignation. Important combinations. Word usage often used in political or ethical contexts. Sometimes political, but sometimes ethical. Synonyms: outrage, an important word. Outrage, fury go more with too much of anger. He did it because of the outrage. He was furious. He could not control his fury. Different dimension altogether at a higher level. Resentment, an important word. Annoyance. Antonyms: contentment, acceptance, satisfaction. They both mean the same. Dearth. Today I tell students there is no dearth of information. No dearth of information means what? No shortage of information. We are bombarded every day with so much information. And that's a good example. Dearth means part of speech, noun, lack or shortage of something. The dearth of information, usually it goes with, the dearth of information led to widespread speculation. In some cases, there is no information, there is a dearth of information. Obviously, it results in speculation, guesswork. Word forms: none, uncountable noun. Word combinations: dearth of knowledge, dearth of resources, dearth of leadership, dearth of information. Word usage used for scarcity in tangible and intangible things. There are two important words: tangible, intangible. What is tangible? The other word for tangible: concrete, something you can see or touch. What is intangible? Abstract, something you cannot see or touch. All the four words are important: concrete, abstract, concrete, tangible, abstract, intangible. Synonyms: shortage, scarcity, deficiency, inadequacy. Antonyms: abundance, excess, surplus. All these words we have got many a time. Stranded. Stranded, COVID time, it came into the limelight. Part of speech, adjective, meaning: left in a difficult or helpless situation without the ability to leave or move. Without the ability to leave or move from a particular place. The astronauts were not truly stranded, they followed safety protocols. Today's editorial says regarding Sunita Williams and the other astronauts staying there for 9 months instead of 8 days. Actual plan, they were to be in space only for 8 days, but got extended to 9 months. So media projected that as these astronauts got stranded, and editorial takes a stand and says, no, it is not. They haven't got stranded. NASA followed the protocols and keeping the safety of the astronauts in mind. The astronauts were not truly stranded. They followed safety protocols. Word form: strand, stranded, stranding. Word combination: stranded travelers. American spelling single L, British double L. Stranded at sea, stranded at the airport, financially stranded. Commendable. Oh, commendable. Why? Word usage often used in travel, emergency, and economic contexts. Synonyms not exactly abandoned, marooned, stuck, isolated. Marooned can be used, stuck can be used, isolated, not exactly. Abandoned, not exactly. Abandoned means to leave something. Here, not in that sense. We get stuck somewhere, then we use the word stranded. Antonyms rescued, supported, secure. Gist. Have you heard of this word? It goes with reading skill. When you read a passage, you should be able to grasp the gist of the passage. Gist means what? Part of speech noun, the main or essential idea of something. What is the gist of the passage? Means what is the essential crux? Ah, very good. Who is that? Pawan. You can also use the word crux of the passage. The gist of the editorial is the importance of following protocols. Based on this editorial, the example. What is the gist of the editorial? One has to follow, whether on the planet Earth or in space, one has to follow the protocols. Word forms none, word combinations, get the gist, basic gist, gist of the argument. Word usage used to summarize or explain key points. Synonyms, essence, summary, core, main point, crux also you can think. Antonyms, details, elaboration, explanation. Contingency is very important. We have a few prospective bankers here, and the word contingency is very important. It goes with saving and it goes with using some fund when there is an emergency. Let us see what exactly it means. Part of speech can be noun, plural of contingency, meaning possible future events or conditions that may occur unexpectedly. Contingency is, the word talks about future incidents, usually disturbing or dangerous incidents where you need some sort of backup like plan B to deal with those emergency situations. And a typical combination prospective bankers should know, yes, Pratyusha, contingency fund. There is a fund, contingency fund. Any emergency, they use that fund. Example, NASA always prepares for contingencies in space missions because it is unpredictable. Word forms contingent adjective, word combinations plan for contingencies, emergency contingencies, financial contingencies, important. Word usage used in risk management, planning and decision making. Synonyms, possibilities, emergencies, alternatives, uncertainties. Generally we use uncertainties, something uncertain in future, contingency. Antonyms, certainties, inevitabilities. Inevitable means what? Unavoidable. Have you heard of this anytime? Buck. Buck has got two meanings. One meaning, informal English, buck means money. I don't have buck means I don't have money. But here different meaning. Part of speech verb, meaning to resist or oppose. Example, the astronauts did not buck NASA's established protocols. They did not oppose the protocols, they did not resist the protocols. Buck. Word forms, bucks, third person, bucked, past form. Word combinations, buck the trend, buck authority, buck tradition. Means you resist or oppose. Word usage often used in defiance. Defy means to challenge. Related context. Synonyms, resist, oppose, defy, an important word, challenge. Antonyms, accept, conform, important word, comply. Scrub. You all know scrubbers, scrubbing. That meaning is different. Here, scrub, part of speech verb, to cancel or call off an event. We have come across this meaning for the first time. Usually we say call off, a phrasal verb, cancel. But here, scrub means the same. Example, the mission was scrubbed due to technical issues. The mission was scrubbed, past tense, passive voice. But here usually we use one word. The mission was what? Aborted. Abort. Mission aborted. Mission accomplished. Two typical combinations. Yes, Leelavati, abort is a word you should recollect. Word form scrubbing. Word combination, scrub a launch. scrubber plan, scrubbed mission, aborted mission. Word usage common in aerospace and medical contexts. Synonyms: cancel, abort, withdraw. Proceed, continue. So many words, I think 10 plus words. It has taken so much time. And today's editorial, a lengthy one, not easy to comprehend. A few sentences you have to read twice or thrice to understand. How does it start? Safe from space. Someone has come from space and the person or the person, they are safe. Safe from space. On the return of the NASA mission space crew. Return of, who are the people? NASA mission space crew. Editorial main idea: NASA did well to follow established protocol in bringing astronauts back. Editorial appreciates the stand taken by NASA. At the same time, it analyzes the whole thing, the scenario. Based on that main idea, appreciative. NASA did well to follow established protocol in bringing astronauts back after 9 months. In the early hours IST of March 19, 2025, a SpaceX crew capsule bearing NASA astronauts Sunita Williams, Barry Wilmore, Nick Hague, and Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Gorbunov splashed down off Florida. Florida is one of the 50 states of the US, and they landed over there. And there's one word, if you read meticulously, we have come across the word astronaut, but suddenly you come across the word cosmonaut. Then you should wonder, see here, astronauts, a few, and cosmonaut, one. Then a smart learner immediately thinks, what is the difference between astronaut, cosmonaut? Both mean the same. Then what is the difference? In the past, it was a bipolar world. No, not that way. It was a bipolar world. There were two superpowers, one the USA, the other USSR. And they were competing with each other. They competed with each other in the past regarding space exploration. And those who enter the space, Americans, if they enter the space, we use the word astronaut. Russians, the first one to enter space, Yuri Gagarin. Russians enter the space, we use the word cosmonaut. That is the difference. Both mean the same. Astronaut goes with Americans. Cosmonaut goes with Russians. Otherwise, no difference whatsoever. Here we have a Russian. All these are Americans. Sunita Williams, Barry Wilmore, Nick Hague, and Roscosmos. These are all Americans and astronauts. And we have a Russian cosmonaut. Hope you guys got the difference. You cannot create your own terminology. Who is this Leelavati? I appreciate that. Williams and Mr. Wilmore had returned to the Earth after 9 months in the International Space Station, ISS, whereas they had originally been expected to spend 8 days. Original 8 days, but they had to spend 9 months in the course of testing Boeing's Starliner crew capsule. At the outset, why did they go? What was the mission about? They wanted to test Boeing's Starliner crew capsule. In that process, initial plan to be there for 8 days, but got stranded, looks like that, for 9 months. The Starliner saga has now concluded. Perhaps many astronauts went and they worked on that series of incidents. Then based on that, the Boeing Starliner saga has now concluded, present perfect tense, but not before it twisted the reality of human spaceflight out of context. Concluded, but not before. That means what? Not without distorting the reality. Not before it twisted the reality of human spaceflight out of context. What is that twisting? Making it sound like a capper rather than a testament to the virtues of protocol. They made it look like a sort of, they got stranded, it came a capper, but that is not true. We have to look positively. When you look at it positively, it is a testament, evidence, or it talks about testament to the virtues of protocol. There's one important word, though I haven't brought, virtue. Virtue means a good quality, a good habit. What is opposite? Vice, V-I-C-E. Whenever we talk about a person, we talk about his virtues and vices. First virtues, then vices, means good and bad of a person. We have to look at it from a different perspective. It's a testament to the virtues of protocol. Following Starliner's launch in June 2024, a series of malfunctions left Ms. Williams and Mr. Wilmore on board the ISS before the capsule returned empty to the ground in September. It's about that mission. Malfunctions, they wanted to see what exactly went wrong, they wanted to fix also. The event spurred concerns, means people started worrying. Here, spur means encourage, but here to generate. The events spurred concerns and indignation in the popular imagination, anger or resentment in the popular imagination, swirling around a dearth of information both NASA and Boeing were reluctant to fill. Swirling around a dearth of information. Swirl means to go around. Dearth of information, lack of information from two sources, one NASA, the other one Boeing. When you don't have information to fill, obviously you think of speculation, guesswork, rumors, everything spreads like a wildfire. They were reluctant to fill, unwilling to fill. As the stay was expanded to 9 months, curiosity swelled. People became more curious. 9 months, too long to be in space. Curiosity swelled over their well-being. People started worrying. They showed concern. It became a cause of concern. While this response was natural, speculation fueled by insufficient updates, no information, no updates, it results in speculation, obviously. People can't simply wait. Speculation fueled by insufficient updates and political propaganda in the US also fanned misinformation that cast Ms. Williams and Mr. Wilmore as having been stranded in space. Because of media projection, because of other factors, because of lack of transparency, because of lack of updates, the whole thing looked like these two astronauts got stranded in space. But editorial says that is not true. It looks like that, but not true. The second part talks about that. What does the second part say? If the stranded narrative captures the gist of Starliner's failure, it misses the inalienable contingencies at the heart of human spaceflight. Imagine we believe in this gist. What is that? They got stranded. Then we'll be missing something. What is that we are going to miss? The inalienable contingencies. Inalienable means cannot be separated. Contingencies means emergencies at the heart of human spaceflight. When humans go into space, obviously there are inalienable contingencies. And once we believe in a popular story, we tend to neglect the actual thing. What is the actual thing we have to focus on here? Inalienable means cannot be separated. Contingencies, emergencies at the heart of human spaceflight. Ms. Williams herself has sought to downplay the use of such terms. She herself did not encourage using words like stranded. Over the years, but especially in the wake of the Challenger and Columbia shuttle disasters in 1986 and 2003, NASA has instituted procedures its personnel are required to follow in a variety of situations where events buck a pre-planned sequence. They buck means they resist a pre-planned sequence. Yes, you should recollect. Miss, Mrs. and Ms. MS means what? Ms. It means irrespective of the marital status, we can use that title for a woman. I've told many a time, one is that astronauts on board malfunctioning spacecraft can move to the ISS. Imagine there is one particular thing malfunctioning, then they can always move to the ISS. That is like backup, which is always prepared to host such visitors. But many actors framed NASA as weak-willed for sticking to its protocols. We don't know all this. Perhaps the US media must have criticized NASA and we don't have that information, background information, how exactly the US media projected NASA. But sentence talks about, which is always prepared to host such visitors, but many actors frame NASA as weak-willed for sticking to its protocols. But editorial says NASA has followed protocols. That is the reason why it took 9 months for these astronauts to come back to the planet Earth instead of 8 days. When it scrubbed a prior launch attempt of the capsule that returned the astronauts for technical reasons, supporters of US President Donald Trump accused the agency of infirmity rather than acknowledging it as a well-known safety measure. All this goes with the US context and political dimension. Trump supporters must have criticized and because of a particular thing, but editorial says it is not. NASA should not be criticized. It is nothing but a well-known safety measure. Narratives mean stories that overlook the simple fact that two veterans were picked to pilot Starliner's first crewed flight, belie the existence of multiple safety checkpoints and the great lengths to which space agencies go. Again, it talks about from outside, everything looks very simple, but things are not that simple. There are so many factors, so many complicated things one has to follow to make sure those who go and come back, everything goes well. That is very important. And have picked not ordinary astronauts, veteran. There is one word, veteran. What is the meaning of veteran? Who is this? Complete meaning already have given. You must have joined. I think you have just joined. First 15 minutes or 20 minutes, I give all the words, the meanings, the part of speech, entire word profile. Please watch the video from the beginning or join exactly at 9 o'clock. Then you won't have this problem. All these words, meanings, and word profiles have been given, not meanings. Word profile means meaning, part of speech, word forms, word combinations, synonyms, antonyms, everything. Veteran means a senior person. Veterans were picked to pilot Starliner's first crewed flight. Belie means they look like something else is not there, but something else is also there. What is that? Existence of multiple safety checkpoints and the great lengths to which space agencies go to ensure one unexpected outcome does not spell catastrophe. They have to make sure, they have to consider so many things. If they don't consider, they should not leave any stone unturned. If they leave a particular dimension, it may become catastrophic, means what? Disastrous. They don't want to take any chances. People, including in India, were concerned for Ms. Williams parallels a growing pride in the country's budding human spaceflight program, owing to her Indian ancestry. You all know her roots belong to India, Sunita Williams. I think she is second generation or third generation Indian to be born and brought up in the US, and based on that, this one. Indians growing pride in the country's budding human spaceflight program owing to her Indian ancestry would do well to replace notions of triumphalism in space with good old safety first. The whole thing talks about safety. NASA has taken 9 months' time to bring back these astronauts, keeping only one thing in mind. What is it? Safety of the astronauts. Fine, you go, you enter the space, you come back, you may go to some other planet, you may come back. That talks about triumph, victory. But what is important? Is it victory or is it safety? Editorial says safety is important. Safety comes first. Also, space agencies should realize the importance of clear, timely communication. There is a lapse on the part of the NASA also. NASA did not disclose information. There was no transparency. Based on that speculation, based on that the last sentence says, also space agencies should realize the importance of clear, timely communication as an integral part of safety protocol. No doubt they have followed safety protocol. At the same time, they have to keep things open. Public should know what is going on, what is what, and they should not hold information. Transparency is very important. It ends on that particular note. A few sentences you have to read once or twice because they go with background information, not easy to understand. Try to answer these questions. Explicit information-based questions. What was the original duration of Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore's mission on the ISS? No, answer is original duration. Original duration only 8 days, but it took 9 months. A is the answer, not it got extended. Original, they planned to be there for 8 days. Implicit information based question. Why does the editorial emphasize that NASA did well to follow established protocol? Because it ensured the safe return of astronauts despite challenges, seems right. Because it promoted the US space program, helped Boeing maintain its reputation. No, answer is A. What is the answer? A. That is astonishing. 8 days to 9 months. That too in space. Writer's view based questions. What is the writer's opinion on the claim that the astronauts were stranded in space? The word stranded has been used. What is the writer's stand? What is the editorial stand regarding the idea of astronauts getting stranded over there? The claim is an accurate reflection of NASA's failure. The claim is exaggerated and ignores spaceflight contingencies, seems right. The claim highlights the need for privatization. The claim should have been more strongly emphasized. No. The claim is exaggerated and ignores spaceflight contingencies. They were not stranded. Looks like they were stranded, but NASA followed the protocol because safety comes first. Inference-based questions. What can be inferred about NASA's approach to safety protocols? NASA prioritizes protocol over public opinion. NASA, I think looks like, let us see. NASA is hesitant to make quick decisions. NASA is weak in handling technical failures. NASA should have ignored standard procedures. NASA prioritizes protocol over public opinion. Public opinion, NASA doesn't care. For NASA, what is important? Protocol. Why protocol? Safety. Whose safety? Astronaut safety. Tone-based questions. What is the tone of the editorial regarding NASA's handling of the situation? Appreciative and analytical? Critical? No. Sarcastic? No. Indifferent? No. Editorial appreciates the stand taken by NASA based on that appreciative, at the same time analytical. Positive. While we have error location, try to spot the error, first one. While a shrinking trade deficit driven by rising exports would have been a positive development, the simultaneous decline in exports and imports is a cause for concern, as experts partly attributes, an easy one, should not be a problem. Experts partly, keep in brackets. Experts attributes or experts attribute. Here the noun is in the plural form, the subject. Then we should not add s or es to the verb. It is attribute. Exactly. Try to choose the right word. The government's diplomatic outreach failed to produce a breakthrough, yielding little, a commitment to continue negotiations. Yielding little means yielding nothing. Contrasting word you need. But, rather, other, over, no. Yielding little, but a commitment to continue negotiations. No, answer is but. No, very simple. Yielding nothing but, nothing takes but. And here little means nothing. Obviously, answer is A. Double fillers. The simultaneous decline in both exports and imports is a cause for, as it suggests, a broader in global demand. Cause for what? Usually this expression cause for takes the word concern. Cause for concern as it suggests a broader slowdown in global demand. Not excitement, not optimism, not satisfaction. Goes with a negative context. Choose a correct sentence using the word dampen. The rising inflation dampened investor confidence, seems right. The Prime Minister plans to dampen the new policy. Why will he do that? The company's profits dampened significantly last quarter. Profits will not dampen, will boost. The scientists tried to dampen a new discovery. No. So what is the answer here? A is the answer. That's all for today. I could not bring a lot of questions because I was not sure about the time factor. So many words, more than 10 words, I thought we would run out of time. But 4 questions also important, useful. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.